Wicked is due to release as a movie later this month, which I am beyond excited about. However, recent controversies have put a dark cloud over this new movie, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But if not, look no further as we are about to deep dive into it right now.
This is ridiculous. If you were an actor starring in a movie that was based on a play and people took the movie poster and edited it to look more like the play poster, would that offend you? Well, Cynthia Erivo, who plays the witch in the new Wicked movie, is lashing out at fans for sharing this fan-made poster, saying that it not only disrespects her, but it degrades her as a person. On her Instagram story, she shared the fan-made poster and said, "This is the wildest, most offensive thing I've seen. None of this is funny, none of this is cute. It degrades me, it degrades us. Our poster is an homage, not an imitation. To edit out my face and hide my eyes is to erase me, and that is just deeply hurtful." Now, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but it is not that deep. The only reason they edited you to have red lips and darkened out your eyes is because that's how the Broadway musical poster looks. I think there are some people out there that just want to be the victim so badly that they'll take anything that happens in their life as an act of aggression, when in reality, a lot of those acts are acts of admiration. The account that posted this picture was a Wicked fan page, and in the caption, they posted hearts and tagged her and Ariana Grande. I think this was a massive overreaction, but that's my opinion. What do y'all think? And if y'all want to stay up to date with the latest news, make sure to follow.
All of the people that I'll be showing you today, I will link them all down below so you can go watch the original videos, you can give them a follow. All the credit goes to them, obviously, for anything that we're reacting to. Wild. So, obviously, there was the movie poster, as you can see. Wicked's come from a play. It's a Broadway musical, absolutely fantastic. I've personally never seen it, which devastates me. I am dying to go and see the play. Obviously, I can't wait for the film to go and actually see it in action. But when I say that to certain people, they get very offended that I haven't actually seen the play first. So I will make sure I do go and see that as well. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments down below. I don't understand how she's took that so personal. I feel like she's made that a personal attack against her rather than looking at it from a bigger perspective of it is just trying to make it like the play. Like poster, I honestly, I don't understand. I get the fact that you obviously can't identify her from that part of her face. And then obviously she's saying, you know, you're taking my identity out of it. And I get that part, but not when it's literally copying something else that is like that. So it's not a personal attack against you. It was just trying to make it like something that's already being created for this exact franchise. I'm confused with where the hate, the pain, the absolute kickoffs come from. What do you think? We'll jump to the comments and see what other people have been saying to sort of, you know, go alongside what we're thinking. So we've got, I think she's forgetting she's playing a character and Wicked means a lot to a lot of people. This isn't a memoir about herself. And that's like the key thing of, I know there's so many Wicked fans and I completely, well, I say completely get it. Obviously I haven't watched it, but I love the fact that people support this so much. And like I've heard it's absolutely fantastic and it's been going on for years. So it's not, even as they said, like the person tagged them in it and put the heart, like it weren't a nasty thing. No, like the creator who done it didn't go out the way to offend her. It was just trying to make a beautiful bit of art for something that they obviously love and something that they're excited about. And she just completely rained on the parade. We have another comment and said, I really cannot understand why she is so offended, which is what I was saying to you. Like, it's not nasty. They haven't been rude to her. As I said, they have removed some of her identity, but it's to match the Broadway sort of poster and the show poster rather than the movie one. I'm just, it's not like they've like demonized her or done anything nasty to her. It's just trying to copy it. I'm just so confused. And another comment, which is what I'm kind of seeing generally, which is what I want to double check with yourselves as well, is this completely sapped my excitement to see the movie. Because obviously this is going to be like associated with the film now, with this actress who obviously plays the part. Does it ruin your excitement? Does it ruin the franchise for you? Does it spoil anything for you? Will you go and see the movie still? Or has it potentially, you know, stopped you from wanting to do that now? Because obviously it's going to have tainted a lot of people's viewpoint of Wicked and the way that it's going to be. Or does it not bother you? Are you getting offended by something? It can just be an easy mistake, which again, we're going to go a little bit more further into it and see some other videos and links to it and like what's actually happened. But does it bother you? Is it something that doesn't really matter to you? You're still going to go and see the film. I personally plan on still going to see it, even with this going on, because it hasn't, like, it's not anything to the plot of the film. It's just obviously about the actress who plays that character. So yeah, it hasn't really impacted for me, or has it impacted the whole sort of facade for yourself? Please let me know in the comments down below what your opinion of this is. So far, as I said, we're good. Dive a little deeper. Let's get another video on.
You are a clapback queen. I love it because you spoke out about that AI poster.
It wasn't necessarily a clapback. I think I'm really protective of the role, and just as I'm passionate about it, and I know that the fans are passionate about it, and I think for me it was just like a human moment of like wanting to protect little Elphaba, and it was like a human moment. I probably should have called my friends, but
your point
that's
makes
fine.
so much sense. You know, you just had a screening of it with the Kardashians. How much fun was it?
That was a lot of fun. Very emotional, lots of like tears, and it was really, really sweet. It was the first time that Ari and I got to watch it together.
That must have been so emotional.
Which was really lovely, yeah.
Okay, so she's obviously speaking about Alphabet, which is the character that she plays. I always worry I'm going to like completely butcher the names because obviously I'm really new to it and I don't really know the franchise completely. As I said, I haven't watched any part of it. So she's moving it more and also using the excuse that this is an AI poster. It wasn't. It was fan made. So I think they're trying to brush that off as, oh, AI means it. So, you know, it's not a personal attack against anyone. No, it was. It was a personal attack against the fans who created that for that purpose. And she made a comment there, which if we look at the comments, someone mentioned about the fact that she said, I probably should have called me friends. And they've said that's so real. Like, if it did annoy you, why did you take onto your social media to attack it publicly? It could have been something that, you know, which to be fair is something as a personality trait that I need to work on quite a lot, is reacting more to myself before I allow my emotions to take over, which I think is what happened in this situation. I don't think she looked at it logistically. I don't think she looked at it from, you know, an outside perspective. I think she's gone in full emotion, full sort of attack to an extent to say, you know, this is completely offending me, this is that, rather than just ringing me and going, oh my God, have you seen this poster? Like, why have you done that to my face? And then maybe the friend could have spoke sense and be like, because it looks like the poster that they normally, you know, promote Wicked with. And she'd go, oh, okay, well, then I can kind of see where they're coming from in doing that. Not the biggest fan because it obviously removes me from it, which is obviously removing my promotion from the film and maybe connection with Alphabet and to the film itself. But, you know, it's not a personal attack against me, which I think is the key thing that needs to be taken away from this. We have another comment as well that said she knew she was doing too much. I think she knows she overreacted to it. I don't think that was a very good excuse. I think she could have apologised a little bit better and maybe said, you know, without, I mean, it was the actual like Q&A presenter question person who posed it as it was an AI. She could have corrected it and went, oh no, actually was fan made, and I understand how passionate the fans are, but so am I. I didn't mean to offend anyone. Obviously, I took it the wrong way, and I shouldn't have approached it the way that I did. And it might have went down a little bit better, as I said. Like, you don't want to be offending people who support something that you're involved in. It's just not the way to go. Look up Blake Lively, like, how did that turn out? And then we've got someone who's put that poster wasn't even AI, it was fan made. And this is one of the images that I found on TikTok of the video of it being edited and done to this. It definitely was fan made either way, it was not AI.
Ariana Grande has spoken out after her co-star Cynthia Erivo slammed fans for editing the Wicked movie poster. Erivo criticized fans who edited the movie's poster to look more like the original Broadway illustration, as well as an AI-generated video of Elphaba and Glinda fighting. Speaking to Variety, Grande said, I think it's very complicated because I find AI so conflicting and troublesome sometimes, but I think it's just kind of such a massive adjustment period. This is something that is so much bigger than us, and the fans are going to have fun and make their edits. I have so much respect for my sister Cynthia and I love her so much. It's just a big adjustment period. It's so much stimulation about something that's so much bigger than us. What do you think?
I feel like Ariana approached that really, really well. I mean, you know, she's commenting on the fact that the way Cynthia reacted to it, and maybe she did do an overreaction, but, you know, saying that AI video was a little bit rude, and I don't really agree with that being created of them fighting or what have you. But again, I don't think the movie poster was as dramatic as it was, but she took a very political stance and kind of, you know, being like, I respect Cynthia and I respect obviously how she feels, but, you know, it is just part of the fans that are going to make the edits, and we need to, you know, take that the way that is, obviously, as long as it's not offensive. So we've got one more video left, which is quite a lengthy one. It explains sort of Cynthia as an actress and like the person that she is, and it's off a podcast, so we'll see what they've got to say about it.
There's been some controversy.
Let's tread lightly here.
Oh, do you want to? I don't really want to.
Go for it.
There's been some controversy about a Wicked poster.
Correct.
someone took the movie poster, which is a good poster.
The movie poster is paying homage to the Broadway poster.
Right, it's very similar.
Which is a very famous poster. It's the Wicked image.
It's the Broadway.
Yes.
Let's keep in mind, Wicked has a fan base, a massive
Enormous
fan base, which is
fan
the
base.
only reason this movie is being made.
Correct.
So some fans took it and kind of re-edited the movie poster to look even more similar.
Correct.
To the Broadway
The
poster.
original poster.
This seems like the most not story of all time. That does not seem like a headline to me. The actress, do you know her name?
Cynthia Erivo. I watched her on Broadway in The Color Purple. I must confess, it is the greatest live performance I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, so you think she's talented.
She is unbelievably talented. I'm a huge Hamilton fan, and I also saw that on Broadway with the original cast. And Hamilton won every Tony that year except Cynthia Erivo. She beat out Philippa Sue from Hamilton, and I'm such a big Cynthia Erivo fan that when she won the Tony, I got up and screamed, "Fuck you, Philippa. Let's go," because Hamilton was winning every other award. I thought they were going to steal it from her. She was unbelievable in The Color Purple. Continue.
But
yes,
she's not talented and not doing something stupid, apparently.
She is making a bad decision, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to read it. This is the wildest, most offensive thing I have seen. None of this is funny. None of it is cute. It degrades me. It degrades us. The original poster is an illustration. I am a real-life human being who chose to look. She put 2 twos, by the way. Who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you, the viewer, because without words, we communicate with our eyes. I'm gonna throw up. Our poster is an homage, not an imitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me, and that is just deeply hurtful. Here's what I'm going to say. On almost anything that we've ever talked about on this podcast that can remotely be considered controversial, that's not a joke, obviously a joke. I think you will agree with this. I'm pretty good at trying to see the other side. I will explain the other side.
Yes.
And you're sometimes a lot more harsh than me, and you're like, no, this movie sucks.
Absolutely.
This, I'm more of a, this is probably what they were trying to do. I understand this. I just disagree. This is why I think they're wrong. I don't have much to say in her defense on this one. I think she's just fully being one of the stupidest people I've ever seen in public life. To be offended by a Photoshop edit that's somewhat slightly more
by
a fan
who's trying to make an image you made in homage to something more like the thing you are homaging.
No, I don't
makes
get that.
no sense to me.
No sense.
Like for her to be this upset.
You know, maybe if she didn't like it, she could have said, this is like a cool edit, but like we did it for this reason. And this is why I like our version better, or this is why this, like, because you want to see our eyes. I'm a real person. It's not an illustration. If you wanted to say something like that, but to say we're erasing you, to say this is the most offensive thing you've ever seen, that it's not helpful to me, it's not helpful to us, or whatever the frick. Sincerely, go F yourself. Like, there's no reason for you to not see this movie. I now have a reason not to see this movie. I'm still gonna see it, but like, if someone chooses not to see the movie over this, I wouldn't blame them.
Yes.
Like, it's such a bad marketing move, even if you do believe
I have spoken to 3 people about this, separate from you and me talking about this on the podcast right now. And you are now the 4th person I've spoken to about this situation where somebody has said to me, it makes me want to see the movie less.
Yeah, it
Her
does.
doing this, just in the form of, this is a terrible decision. Again, I love what you just said. Maybe she's having a bad day. We don't know what these people deal with. These people are exponentially more famous than us. That amount of fame, that amount of pressure, the amount of hate she's getting, I totally understand. Maybe she's having a bad day, whatever. But like, how did nobody say to her, like, this is not a good idea. Like, this is going to make you look so unlikable. Because that's really what it has done. It just looks really bad.
I don't really have anything for her on this one. And I talked to someone else about it, and they said she's done stuff like this in the past. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
The person I was talking to is very much in the
lore.
And yeah, so I don't know if that's true, but this is like a pattern of behavior. To be that, what's the word, arrogant, full of yourself, out of touch with just how the world works, that you think a simple Photoshop edit from a fan that probably is really excited to see the movie. Like, even if people are coming at you and attacking you personally, if you're a famous person in a movie, like, I don't think you should take that personally or like make it a big deal, and most of them don't. But this wasn't even something negative towards her. It wasn't negative literally at all.
Not at all.
It was just a cool extra fan edit.
Yes.
Again, maybe we're missing some context. Maybe she's going through something, but from like everything I've seen, you're only being ridiculous, and you're only hurting the chances of your movie doing well, because you're pissing off the exact fan base that is going to make this movie successful, which is the people who like the play.
Yes. At the end of the day, you can feel, no matter how you feel about it, this was a poor decision.
And keep in mind, if someone hasn't seen it, literally all they did in the picture was they added a shadow where the
eyes
hat would be.
and they made her slightly smiling because she's smiling in the original photo.
Like, that's it.
It was really just to emulate the poster. It would be like somebody making a dark side edit of Rey and Daisy Ridley reposting it and being like, look at how offensive this is. I'm not a bad guy. Fan bases do these edits for every single movie. How many evil Tony Starks have you seen? Even before the Doctor Doom. Can you imagine the Russo brothers or Robert Downey Jr. himself coming out and being like, this isn't the official look. How dare you do this?
Imagine they had like a Spider-Man poster and it was an homage to like a comic, Amazing Fantasy 13 or whatever the frick.
Yeah.
And like someone took it and like shifted Tom Holland's arms a little bit, made the color of the suit a little more saturated.
Correct.
And then Tom coming out and being like, this isn't what we were going for. Like, or like he had the mask off and they put the mask back on him.
Exactly, to
And
be
it's
more like the comic.
You're covering me.
Exactly.
Do you think Tom Holland would ever say that? And do you think people would be upset at him? Yes, they would. I would be upset at him.
Of course. I'd be furious with Tom Holland if he did that.
Yeah, like, why would you want to support people that are like that disrespectful to people who are just like trying to enjoy themselves and enjoy what you're doing?
My one thing that I want to say in defense of Cynthia Erivo here is the Broadway poster looks like that for a very specific reason. Do you know why?
I've never seen it.
Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth are the original Elphaba and Galinda. Are they still Galinda and Elphaba on Broadway?
No.
No. They've been replaced hundreds of times. That is why the Wicked poster looks like that. It is a cartoon because those characters will always have to be replaced on Broadway because people retire and people quit and people get fired and this and that. Unless it's a Hugh Jackman as the Music Man on Broadway, rarely do you see the actor's face on a poster because you want to keep it ambiguous for when they are replaced. The movie is not like that. Cynthia Erivo will not be replaced.
Maybe she should.
Ariana Grande will not be replaced as Galinda. So that is the argument as, yes, it was an homage that they did. It was a cute, fun homage that they did for that poster. But that shouldn't have been done because that poster looks that way very specifically because those people do get replaced. Those actors will never be replaced because this will be the Wicked movie. That is the only argument that I can see in favor of her, but she didn't use that argument. It's just, it is Cynthia Erivo, it is Ariana Grande, and I do understand that argument. Just unfortunately, that's not the argument she made.
Go F your own face. Yeah. Is that Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
It's my favorite role of his.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, not actually. Like, she can do whatever she wants. But, like, again, even if you're going to make that argument, you can make it in a better way than she did.
Certainly.
And more graciously and less, I'm right, everyone else in the world is wrong, blah, blah, blah.
I completely agree.
Yeah, it was gross. Get over yourself. That's a perfect use of the phrase there. Just get over yourself.
100%. I love the way them lads approached it, and as they said, and do you know what, I love it, and that's what I think is so important, that we need to stay open-minded and give Cynthia the reason of, like, you know, maybe she did it for X, Y, and Z, you know, that might be completely plausible of why she did, you know, reacted the way she reacted, but as they said, there's no really valid point that she's got. And you know, I appreciated the other lads, and he said over, you know, the poster and why they make it ambiguous is obviously because they're going to be replacing, you know, whoever plays them roles all the time. And, you know, again, the movie's the movie. It's never going to change. Like, the actors who's been casted will be casted. But she made it like they'd removed it for an attack. And it was just wild the way that it went about. But we've got some comments and we'll see what other people have put. So that poor fan, imagine making something for a film that you're super excited for and then seeing the lead of that film attacking you for the thing you made. I can't imagine how disheartening that is. And that's like, that's why they say sometimes don't meet your fans, isn't it? Like, don't meet your fans. Don't meet the people that you're like a fan of, like your idols and stuff like that, because there's nothing worse when you meet them and you're disappointed, especially when it's someone that you look up to, or, you know, something that you enjoy, or, you know, whatever it might be. It's just not the way to go. Like this weekend, I'm at Comic-Con in Liverpool, and, you know, it is crazy when you are meeting these people and it's a very short interaction, and it will change your perspective on how you look at them in roles or whatever it is that you like them from. So yeah, I can imagine this definitely had a similar impact for this fan. I keep stuttering, I'm so sorry. We've got another comment that says, I think the fan poster is actually better. It seems more dark and mysterious, which is very relevant for why it's like that for the Broadway poster, because you want it to be mysterious, because you don't want you to be like, oh, well, that's that person, when obviously they're going to change. So, you know, it's very relevant to why that is the case. you know, maybe it didn't have to be like that for the movie poster, but I like both. I mean, I think both posters are absolutely beautiful. I think the fan-made poster was beautiful. I think the real, you know, movie poster that they've got where you can see Cynthia's face and eyes and what have you, I think is beautiful. I don't think it's like, you know, disregarding any of the artwork, but I think it would be nice if she appreciated it rather than ripping it apart. And then it mentioned in a comment, it says it degrades us, and someone's put us who? Like, who is it degrading? Who is it offending? Because it shouldn't even offend you. It wasn't even an attack of you. It was just a lovely fan-made poster that someone done that you've took the wrong way. And the last comment that we've got, which I think is one of the biggest things we can take from it, is she didn't have to say anything. And that's like the lads were saying there, like, can you imagine Tom Holland or Robert Downey Jr. or anyone picking up a fan edit art and making it all about them? Probably not, no, because you've got better things to do. And as the lad said, get over yourself. Like, it wasn't an attack against you. It wasn't the way that you took it. I mean, from the interview that she had, it seemed like she kind of understood that to an extent. But I don't know, as he said, it's to put people off going to see the film now because they're not going to really like the actress. This is the first time, as I said, I've ever come across the actress. I've never seen her before, never heard of her. But, you know, I haven't got the greatest first impression. I will still go and see the film because I've always wanted to go and see Wicked, and I still, again, want to go and see it in Broadway because I think that is where the real life magic experience will be. But I think the film does look amazing from what I have seen, and it will be out later this month. So please let me know if you are going to go and see it. If you've got any plans to go and see it, let me know what your ideas are of the poster and whether Cynthia took it the wrong way. What are your thoughts and opinions? I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new here, my name is Antonia. I do all different types of reaction, travel, lifestyle type of content. So if that is a bit of you, make sure you hit the like, subscribe and comment button. And I don't know why you'd hit the comment button, but just feel free to comment and like on my videos anyway. But yeah, please subscribe. I hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Really hope to see you in the next video. But for now, bye bye bye.